Hello, everyone. My name is Jhaaniya, and I'm sure that everyone can attest to the fact that we've come across times in our life where we things weren't going as planned, or we got stuck to find a solution to a problem. And immediately out of frustration, our first response was, "I give up," or "I can't do this." Whether it was a homework assignment that you found hard, or a recipe that we've tried multiple times and couldn't quite figure out what we did wrong, we've all encountered moments in our life where we wanted to give up. In my adult life, I have ran into problems or situations, rather, more than I can count on both of my hands, that had me given the feeling of wanting to give up because I failed to look outside of the box or find an alternative way. Today, I will tell you about two examples of wanting to give up, but instead find an alternative way to get that thing done. First, I will explain the fable, The Crow in the Picture, and then I will give a personal example of my own experience of wanting to give up. To start, let's focus on Aesop's fable, The Crow in the Picture. The Crow in the Picture is a popular fable. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with it, but it's about a crow who was dying of thirst and he came across a pitcher of water. Just imagine being so thirsty and coming across water but can't quite get it out of the pitcher. The crow tried multiple times to get the water from the pitcher, but he grew helpless and he gave up. The moment he gave up, he had an idea of throwing a pebble inside of the water, inside of the pitcher, to make the water rise. So he threw pebble after pebble after pebble until he could finally reach the water, saving his life. The summary of this fable demonstrates that even in moments of despair, a little goes a long way. Following that lesson-filled tale, let's dive into a more relatable example. For instance, I started online classes September last year. In fact, I was enrolled in public speaking last semester, and we'll get into why I'm retaking this course in a moment. I've always thought public speaking was very intimidating. I still do. I would get assignments and I would look at them and immediately panic. The outline was somewhat simple to do, but the speech was the one thing that I just could not get right. I would record over and over and over, and whether I was stumbling over my words or just in my own head, I found it impossible to do. I never applied myself or took advantage of the resources given to me by my professor. I felt it was too much. Along with four other courses, I just was like, you know what, I can't do it. So I kind of threw in the towel and I stopped going to class. I stopped turning in my assignments and I just gave up completely. In the long run, the only outcome that I got from not taking advantage of my resources or asking for help when I knew I needed help was having to take public speaking all over again. So here I am now with the same jitters, and but I'm trying and I'm applying myself. So I've learned a valuable lesson and I've tried different alternatives by emailing the professor if I needed help or just reading more thoroughly through the directions and the instructions. And I've realized that I can do this. I got this and it's going to work. My story is far different from the crow in the picture, but the lessons are similar. As explained from the fable and my personal experience, it's easy to want to give up when we feel overwhelmed or when we feel helpless. But when there's different resources around us to help us get to where we need to be, it's our job to take a hold of those things and try a different way. In the end, our fate is in our own hands. And no matter how many times we feel like giving up, just imagine what we can accomplish if we tried a different route. Thank you. Are there any questions?